Well, hi, and welcome to another episode of my Leveraging Your Voice podcast. I'm your host, Paul Rakowitz, and my business is PR vocal coaching. And in my business, I help professionals who struggle with confidence in their speaking. So they come to me, and when we're all done, they're out in the world sharing their message with great joy. And this podcast is called Leveraging Your Voice because I love to have other professionals come on and share their passion and their mission and all that they're trying to do for people. And today you can see we have another special guest on. And I would call her by name, but she doesn't go by her name. She goes by Producer Rachel.
Yes. Hi.
How are you doing, Producer Rachel?
I'm doing good. It's been crazy. So the producer Rachel came from being in radio. And back in the day, everybody had to have a nickname, right? You couldn't just be yourself. And so I made sure I always owned in every contract Producer Rachel.
I like
And
that.
so that's where it came from. I kept it. And I was on radio in Detroit for 13 years. So people still know me as that. So it was just easy to keep that branding for me. And I was a producer in live TV and live radio. So it works.
I like it. And many people around here remember your days on the radio.
I mean, how can you not? 13 years of your lives.
Yeah. How long ago did that come to an end?
It's about 4 years ago now. So it was right during COVID, and I just decided to leave for another opportunity, which is to start this whole beautiful boutique media company. I was side hustling already, as a content creator and helping other people with content. And I just thought, my husband was home, my kids were home. I was just like, I feel like I can parlay this into something bigger. And the goal was just to help people make better content. And now here we are.
Here we are. Now you're not going back to the radio station anytime soon.
I don't think so. I don't know that as much as I love how much I learned, I learned from Barbara Walters herself in live television, right? Like I learned from some of the greatest people in radio. I worked in Atlanta, I worked in Detroit, like two top 10 markets. But the future is YouTube streaming and podcasting. And I want to be, believe it or not, we're still in like the front end of it. I know people are like, oh, isn't it so oversaturated? No, it's not oversaturated yet. And YouTube, I really want to go back to live. And so there's something in my head where I have to start doing live streaming on YouTube. YouTube inadvertently became one of the largest streaming platforms. People are watching YouTube as entertainment in their living rooms, right? They call it CTV.
Videos.
Started as cat videos, right? And now it is entertainment. People are putting their own money into productions.
Right.
They don't have to sell it to Netflix or Hulu or Fox or Hollywood anywhere in Hollywood, right? Like we can do this ourselves. We can tell our own stories. And so I truly, truly believe that. And that's sort of the avenue that I'm following now is, okay, if I believe this so much for clients, I have to start doing it for our own brand.
Now you're looking, when you say live on YouTube, that means you being live, not you producing someone live.
I do both. So that is really the goal, is to do the thing that I tell everybody to do and then show the behind the scenes of me doing the thing to show people how easy it is to do the thing. Does that make sense?
It does.
So like if I could do it, you can do it type of a thing. And if you want to hire me to help you produce, I can do that. I have a team of people that can help you edit. We can do that. I have directors, I have videographers. So we have everything in house. It's just people don't have that same budget, right? I think a lot of times my goal is to upgrade people's content, right? We can do it a little bit better. But I think a lot of times people will see like the price tag and think, well, I can just do it myself. And it's like, do it. Like if you can get those 10,000 videos and pictures on your camera roll edited and actually into content and like published, do it. But a lot of us aren't. You see on your camera roll all the things that you wish you had time to edit, but you don't. And so I have editors. You can send me links if you want to. They'll edit that. Or you can hire me to come batch create with you. In one 3-hour session, that's a month's worth of content.
Well, in business, everybody always has spent money on marketing, advertising, whatever we call it. Now in the digital age, we still have to spend that same money, but it's different. We used to do an article in a magazine and that's press, PR and all that kind of stuff. And it seemed in the past it was less. You know, like if you did a radio commercial, you would
Yeah.
spend time creating the radio commercial, but then it would be on the radio for a while.
Right.
So it wasn't like every day I got to do content.
Right.
And I think that's different about what we're facing today. People are saying, well, you need to do content. You got to do content every day, but I didn't before.
Right.
So
well,
how do you help somebody understand that and deal with it? Because
right.
that's a lot to deal with.
But you've also had businesses where you've had to put out marketing, right? We have a lot of solopreneurs and entrepreneurs that have never had to be in a world of like strategic marketing, right? They just think, oh, I have a business and I just throw it on social media, and they don't understand what a marketing cost is, right? So you're also have to understand we're dealing with people that have never had to actually market their businesses because they probably exploded during COVID. And now that same content drip and attraction is way less than it was during COVID, right? And so now like the cream has to rise to the top. How do you do that? And so that means, yes, it's going to hurt before it gets better. You have to put money into marketing. If you can't keep up with your everyday posting, which I tell everybody, just post what you're living. Like stop living to post, post what you're living. And stories on Instagram are a great way to do that. I think it's one of the most underutilized things is stories on Instagram. And the other most underutilized thing is going live. Just go live. Like if you own a boutique, you should be showing me you opening the boxes and decorating the boutique for like the holidays, right? Like just show me what you're doing.
You say that, but people just don't think to themselves that anybody cares about that. So why should I put that on Facebook?
Okay, because we are a voyeuristic society. People care about the most mundane things. They actually don't like the prepackaged stuff because that looks like an ad, right? Because it's just easy to swipe through. They are more engaged in the most mundane things. And a lot of times when you go live, it's generally, depending on what time you do it, like sometimes people want company while they're cooking dinner that night. So I myself will look for somebody who's live on TikTok or live on YouTube just to watch, so I have company while I'm doing something. And company meaning like that we're not talking to each other. It's just something to play in the background while I'm doing something. Sometimes that could be podcasts, but there's something about a live where I'm watching somebody do the most mundane thing that I just appreciate. We are voyeurs. We are a voyeuristic society. We are voyeuristic by nature. We want to know what everyone else is doing. And so, yes, if you own a boutique, the most simplest thing you can do is, oh, we got new packages in, watch me open them. Or like, come with me and while I decorate.
Now, in the digital age, the cost to keep up with your marketing equivalent to what it used to be in the old days?
So it's broken down differently. I think it's broken down differently. Like a batch creation session to me is not a lot because I am also understand like I'm the producer, I'm the director, I'm the videographer, and I have the editors, right? So like I'm doing the job of 4 people as like your brand manager. Try to hire that. Try to hire a production company, like with a production van and all the things. I keep everything very simple. I shoot with an iPhone 14 Pro Max, so it looks organic. I'll even throw my phone to somebody and say, just do a walk and talk. Just walk and talk in front of the camera, whatever comes to your mind. I make it look like you created it yourself. I don't overproduce it or make it look like too snazzy, basically. And so the cost really is not just in the production, but then if you like or those videos do well, then really you're going to just start paying Meta. Meta is going to be your advertising platform. Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram. Meta did everybody dirty, and you grew your audience organically, right? You got all these followers. This was amazing. We did it. Yay. And then Meta took that away. You get 1% of organic reach, right? 1% of your audience sees your stuff. 1%. Okay. That's not a lot. And then they basically said, well, if you want the rest of the world to see it, either make viral content, make better content, or pay us. And so I help you make the better content, or you can keep paying Meta. You decide who you're going to pay, because you're going to pay somebody if you want somebody to see your stuff. Someone's getting paid. And so I would rather empower people. Even if you don't stay with me long term, it's fine. I'll show you how to do the thing. I'll show you how to get it done. And even if you're sending me your own videos and then my editors are editing it for you, because again, there seems to be this weird like disconnect with editing because it takes time. That's fine. there's ways to do it, but you're either going to pay Meta to get, to get people to see your content, or you're going to make better content. Because what happens with the AI, with Facebook and Instagram, the AI has FOMO. So if you're making good stuff, right, and people in our like little area are liking it, then the AI says, well, if these people are liking it, maybe more people need to like it. I'm going to push it all to all of Michigan, right? And then all of Michigan starts to like it, right? And then it's like, well, now I'm going to push it to the whole nation, right? And like that's literally how the AI works. It just gets FOMO. As soon as eyes and ears are like liking, sharing, commenting, it then will push it out to more people. But you have to make better content. You have to make content that engages people enough to press that button. What's the most frustrating thing to me, and you have to tell me if you're finding this as well. It is free. It is free to like something. It is free to share something. It is free to comment on something. Those three things, like it's like a point system, right? It's like a game. Those three things give me points and allows people to see my stuff more organically. Why are people not sharing their friends' stuff? It's crazy to me. Like I have strangers sharing my stuff and commenting on my stuff and liking my stuff more than like family members and friends. Doing just those three things can change my life as a creator. It makes me insane.
I suspect this because people don't know the power of it. And I think that's the big thing. So, but even asking them to, it doesn't connect quite.
Doesn't resonate. They don't get it.
No, it doesn't.
I can't figure it out.
So how much, so I'm not sure if we got an answer to whether that's more expensive in the digital age to be out where the people are than it was in the past. But I'm gonna
it's the same. It depends. Like in radio, like how many spots are you buying, right? Are we doing like a Q1 thing? Like it really depends on, right. It depends on what you're buying. Right. It all depends. It's not an easy answer to say.
But how much time is a small business owner going to be spending on content, in your mind, if they're doing it right?
Well, I just had that conversation with somebody who's going to be a new client. I basically just said, how much is your time per hour? Like if you could say I charge this much per hour, and now you're taking your time to sit and edit something, how much money are you wasting for those hours, right? Whereas you can send it to my team and it will cost you a fraction of the hours that you are spending on doing this content. Like think about it that way, right? If you are worth X amount of dollars per hour, should you be spending your time editing something, or should you be spending your time working on the business while my team is editing something? Does that make sense?
It does.
So to me, it's really just valuing your time and it hurts before it gets better, especially when you decide, okay, I'm going to grow something organically. Always, it will hurt before it gets better. You have to spend the money in the front end to make whatever it is in the back end. Some people want to make money. Some people want followers. Some people want to grow a community. Some people just want virality or more hits. You have to be really clear on what it is you want from marketing on social media, because we're old school. You don't have to use social media to market. You don't have to do this. If you're finding zero joy out of this, find another way to market. There's 10,000 other ways. But if you're having fun, you like being on these platforms, then double down on it and stay consistent. Consistency is key with everything.
Now, what kind of clients do you work with? Big global giants, medium businesses, small medium businesses, little entrepreneurs, and people who have, less than 10 people in their office? What kinds of people are best fit?
Right now, my goal is medium businesses to larger businesses that have social media managers. So you can afford the social media manager. The social media manager is begging you for content, right? Like, please send me more stuff, but you don't know what to send them. So then I come in. So it's a 3-tier system. You are the talent, right? Or the client. We've got the social media manager who will worry about posting, analytics, hashtags, and then me who worries about the production. And then all I have to do is once a month, we meet, we bang stuff out in 3 hours, and then I hand it to your social media manager, who then has the social construct of how things should be scheduled.
So you can take 3 hours of content and turn it into a whole month's worth of
25 to 30 clips I can get from that, which then your social media manager should be able to take that, make that into slides, carousel posts, stories, and a thread.
The question then, how long does a person who wants to do this, and let's say they got 10 people in their office or 50 people, whatever, they could do it in 3 hours a month,
Yes.
working with you, and then they will have somebody posting for them every day. Does that mean then they don't have to watch themselves making dinner on a live video?
No, it should be included in your content strategy, right? Because people don't buy the what, they buy the why. And if you're the why behind the brand, they want to see you walking the dog. They want to see you doing the thing. But those little hits are those quick and easy things that you do. You just throw in your stories, or you give your social media manager some B-roll of you doing stuff, and then they'll put those graphics or they'll put words over it or the tech stuff. Those little shorts are doing really, really well. And so your social media manager will be able to get more of that out of you. So it's like, it's you add what I'm doing to your strategy. You don't just do the one thing.
Now, if somebody doesn't have a social media strategy or a manager, would you do all of that for them too?
No, I do not do the social media management part. It's a whole other job, and I really don't have the bandwidth. I just want to create. I love creating. I will write, direct, produce.
Rachel.
Right. Exactly. But the social media part, I hand it to them on a silver platter. They'll stop whining, complaining that they don't have content, right? We need you guys to shoot more content. I mean, how many people have heard that from their social media managers?
Right.
Because you expect these miracles from these poor social media managers, and they're like, we can't create something out of nothing. You still have to do the work. You still have to show up and give us something to post, right? So like they can do the pretty graphics in Canva. They'll do your 40% off, your Black Friday deals, all that stuff. They can still do that. But you have to add these personality posts, the behind the scenes, the event recaps, what's going on in my life, the daily vlogs, like all that stuff still has to happen.
Well, that's all awesome. Now, if somebody is interested in working with you, where would they go to find you?
So you can go to sngmediagroup.com. You can DM me on Instagram, which is super easy. It's producer Rachel Giordano. Or just email me, producerrachel@gmail.com. I've got big packages. I have smaller packages. If you just need an editing package, because you can shoot yourself, you just can't edit, I have those as well. I can piecemeal everything together. And I won't, like, if you want to just do it for 1 month and try it out and you don't like it, that's fine. I'm not going to hold you to anything, right? Like, let's just give it a try. Try something different. If whatever you're doing isn't working and you feel like you're drowning trying to keep up with the social media stuff, contact me and I'll see what I can do. And if I can't help you, most likely I know somebody who can.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Anything else you want to share before we finish up for today?
Consistency is key. Like, we can all do the thing, and then stop comparing yourself to other people. Don't do what everyone else is doing. But do look at other people's social platforms that are doing well and see what's helping them do well. It could just be a hashtag change. It could just be your bio. There's small little tweaks that you guys can do that you don't even think about that could help gain followers. And then please, please, it is free. Subscribe, follow, share, like, and then leave a nice comment on your friend's stuff. These small businesses need your help, and it's free for you to do. You are scrolling mindlessly on this stuff anyway. Help your small businesses out. It is free and costs you nothing, and it could potentially change their lives.
A little public service message there at the end. That's
Exactly.
awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, folks. Thanks for joining. Producer Rachel is a whirlwind. So she joined today. She was running around. And she said, oh, I was going to ask you a question. She said, I don't know if I know the answer to that. So then we get on a call, and I don't think I get in a word anywhere. So
sorry, Paul.
A whirlwind. That's what I would call it. It's awesome. Awesome. An easy guest to have on because I don't have to do a lot.
Exactly. We are the best. Podcast hosts are the best to have on your podcast. I have a mic. I have headphones. I have lighting.
Ready to go.
I'm ready to go. I told you. I was like, it'll take me 2 seconds to get on.
That's beautiful. All right. So, Rachel, thank you. Producer Rachel, thank you so much for joining us today. And folks, as always, appreciate you joining. And as our public service message that was shared by producer Rachel said, go ahead and like the podcast, share it, leave a comment, do all those things. Don't just look at it and walk away. And we would appreciate that. And if you do find yourself in a position where you are struggling with speaking with confidence and would like to get some help, go ahead and find me at prvocalcoaching.com, and I would love to chat with you. Until next time, be safe, and we will see you soon. Bye for now.